He seemed completely fine. No signs, no symptoms. At 72, Gerald walked every morning, laughed with friends, and had perfect blood pressure. But the next day, he never woke up. His death shocked his family and confused his doctors until they looked closer. The truth? A silent killer had been building inside him for years. And most people over 60 are walking around with it right now, without a clue. In today's video, we'll uncover 5 hidden health signs that can lead to sudden death after 70, and what you must start doing immediately to protect yourself or someone you love. If you care about your health or someone you love who's over 60, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so you never miss these life-saving insights. Every video could add years to your life. At 72, he still walked 2 miles every morning, kept his doctor's visits, never smoked a day in his life. His blood pressure was excellent, according to the nurse just a week before. On a Tuesday evening, he laughed over dinner with his wife Margaret, kissed her goodnight, and went to bed around 10:30, just like always. But by morning, he was gone. Margaret found him lying still, peaceful, too peaceful. She shook him, called his name. Nothing. Paramedics arrived within minutes, but it was too late. So she thought. The truth came weeks later, buried in the coroner's report. Gerald had been living with a silent, invisible condition, one that doesn't always show symptoms, one that can steal your life in your sleep, before anyone even knows something's wrong. V had a heart attack, the doctor said. But Margaret couldn't make sense of it. He wasn't sick. He wasn't in pain. He was fine, or so she thought. The truth came weeks later, buried in the coroner's report. Gerald had been living with a silent, invisible condition, one that doesn't always show symptoms, one that can steal your life in your sleep before anyone even knows something's wrong. And the scariest part? It's more common than you think. Today I'm going to show you 5 hidden signs that your body might be quietly breaking down, even if you feel totally fine on the outside. These are the exact signs doctors find after a sudden death, when it's already too late. But if you catch them early, you can stop the damage, protect your heart, and maybe even save your life. So stay with me until the end, because the last sign we'll cover is something most people over 60 experience and ignore completely. Before we begin, do me a favor. If you care about your health or someone you love, subscribe and tap the bell icon. This channel could be the reason you live a little longer. Now let's talk about the first silent danger hiding in plain sight. Every night, millions of people fall asleep believing they'll wake up in the morning. Most do, but some don't. And here's what's chilling. The majority of sudden, unexpected deaths in adults over 65 happen during sleep. Not in the hospital, not while active, but in the quiet hours when the body is supposed to be resting. So what's really happening? It's not always a dramatic heart attack or a massive stroke. Sometimes it's more subtle. A heart rhythm that falters, a drop in oxygen that never recovers, a condition that's been quietly building, hidden under normal test results in a routine checkup. That's what happened to Dolores. She was 68, recently retired, and in good health. Or so she thought. She wasn't on any medications except vitamins, walked her dog twice a day, kept busy with gardening, but she'd started waking up exhausted even after 8 hours of sleep. She brushed it off. "I'm just getting older," she said. One night, Dolores felt dizzy after getting up to use the bathroom. She collapsed right there in the hallway. Thankfully, her husband was awake and called 911. The ER doctors discovered she'd had a dangerous drop in blood pressure and heart rhythm irregularities during sleep. Her condition? A combination of undiagnosed sleep apnea and atrial fibrillation. Silent, hidden, but deadly. The doctor told her, "You're lucky you collapsed when you were awake. If that had happened an hour earlier, you might never have woken up." Let that sink in. What saved Dolores wasn't medicine, it was timing. But we can't all rely on luck or someone being nearby. That's why in the next section, I'm going to share the first hidden warning sign that your body might be heading in the wrong direction. A sign that feels harmless, but could be your only clue that something serious is going on. You might even experience it every single morning. Let's talk about it. We all expect to feel a little slower as we age. But if you're waking up tired every single morning, even after a full night of sleep, that's not just normal aging. It could be your body begging for oxygen. Let me explain. When your heart isn't pumping efficiently, especially during sleep, your brain and muscles don't get enough oxygen. You might not feel it at night, but by morning, your body feels like it's run a marathon, and you'll say things like, "I don't know why I'm still tired. I slept 8 hours, but I feel like I barely closed my eyes. It's just age, I guess." It's not just age. This is exactly what happened to Thomas, a 74-year-old grandfather of 4. He wasn't overweight, didn't smoke, took a few blood pressure pills, but nothing serious. The only thing that bothered him? He'd wake up tired every morning. He stopped going for morning walks, started needing an afternoon nap just to feel human. Then during a routine checkup, the doctor noticed something strange. His resting pulse was irregular. A quick ECG revealed the real issue: atrial fibrillation, a common heart rhythm condition in seniors that often shows up first as fatigue, especially in the morning. Thomas had no chest pain, no dramatic symptoms, just tired. And had it gone unnoticed, his risk of sudden death in his sleep would have skyrocketed. Fatigue is one of the earliest signs of heart strain, poor circulation, and oxygen deprivation at night, even in people who think they're healthy. So what can you do? Start tracking how rested you feel each morning. On a scale of 1 to 10, check your pulse while lying down. Is it steady? Too slow? Racing? Use a sleep tracker or smartwatch to check for overnight heart rate and disturbances. Many show dips or spikes that could signal risk. And if you're consistently waking up feeling like you didn't sleep at all, don't ignore it. That's not just fatigue. It's your body whispering before it starts to scream. In the next section, I'll show you another warning sign most people miss. A sign that often shows up not in the chest, but in the jaw. And yes, it can be deadly. It doesn't always feel like a heart attack. Sometimes the only warning sign you get is a strange tightness in your chest, or a dull, creeping ache in your jaw. Not sharp, not unbearable, just weird. And that's the danger. Most people ignore these warning signs because they don't seem serious. They come and go. You might feel it when lying down, or brushing your teeth, or climbing the stairs. Then it fades, and you move on. That's exactly what Marlene did. She was 69, lived alone, and still ran a small bookkeeping business from home. She had noticed a pressure in her upper chest at night, not painful, just uncomfortable. A tightness that wrapped up into her jaw. Sometimes her left shoulder. She blamed it on her pillow, or stress, or grinding her teeth. Until one afternoon at the grocery store, Marlene collapsed near the checkout line. She had been having silent angina, a form of heart pain caused by reduced blood flow, and the body's quiet warning that a major cardiac event is coming. Doctors told her the truth. This heart attack didn't start today. It's been building for months. They showed her scans. Her arteries had been narrowing. But because she never had that classic TV-style chest pain, she ignored the signs. She almost didn't survive. Here's the truth. Jaw pain, chest tightness, even shoulder aches at rest can all be heart-related, especially if they come with fatigue, lightheadedness, or shortness of breath. And they're often worse at night when the body's lying flat and the heart works differently. If you've had any of these symptoms, even once, don't write them off. Keep a journal of when it happens. Note what you were doing, eating, or feeling beforehand. Ask your doctor for a stress test or echocardiogram, not just an EKG. A normal EKG doesn't rule out heart problems, because like Marlene learned the hard way, the heart doesn't always yell. Sometimes it whispers through your jaw, and that whisper could be the only warning you get. Coming up, the next silent sign hides in a place most people never expect. Your feet. It doesn't always feel like a heart attack. Sometimes the only warning sign you get is a strange tightness in your chest, or a dull, creeping ache in your jaw. Not sharp, not unbearable, just weird. And that's the danger. Most people ignore these warning signs because they don't seem serious. They come and go. You might feel it when lying down, or brushing your teeth, or climbing the stairs. Then it fades, and you move on. That's exactly what Marlene did. She was 69, lived alone, and still ran a small bookkeeping business from home. She had noticed a pressure in her upper chest at night. Not painful, just uncomfortable. A tightness that wrapped up into her jaw. Sometimes her left shoulder. She blamed it on her pillow, or stress, or grinding her teeth, until one afternoon at the grocery store, Marlene collapsed near the checkout line. She had been having silent angina, a form of heart pain caused by reduced blood flow, and the body's quiet warning that a major cardiac event is coming. Doctors told her the truth. This heart attack didn't start today. It's been building for months. They showed her scans. Her arteries had been narrowing. But because she never had that classic TV-style chest pain, she ignored the signs. She almost didn't survive. Here's the truth. Jaw pain, chest tightness, even shoulder aches at rest can all be heart-related, especially if they come with fatigue, lightheadedness, or shortness of breath. And they're often worse at night when the body's lying flat and the heart works differently. If you've had any of these symptoms, even once, don't write them off. Keep a journal of when it happens. Note what you were doing, eating, or feeling beforehand. Ask your doctor for a stress test or echocardiogram, not just an EKG. A normal EKG doesn't rule out heart problems because, like Marlene learned the hard way, the heart doesn't always yell. Sometimes it whispers through your jaw, and that whisper could be the only warning you get. Coming up, the next silent sign hides in a place most people never expect. Your feet. You're lying in bed. Everything's quiet. Then suddenly, thump, flutter, pause. It's subtle, but you feel it. Your heartbeat skips, races or pounds in your chest. You sit up. It goes away. You lie back down. It returns. You tell yourself it's just nerves, or maybe too much coffee. But what if it's not? What if it's your heart's final warning before something serious happens? That's what Eleanor, 73, thought too. She'd feel it most at night, a strange fluttering in her chest when lying down. Her doctor dismissed it as anxiety. No EKG, no tests. 2 months later, Eleanor collapsed in the garden while watering her roses. She had a dangerous heart rhythm disorder called ventricular tachycardia, the kind that can lead to sudden death in your sleep. Here's what most people don't realize. You don't need chest pain to be in danger. You don't need to be running or climbing stairs. Sometimes the most dangerous heart rhythms show up when you're doing nothing at all. In fact, many arrhythmias appear when the body is at rest, because the heart's electrical system becomes unstable without stimulation. So if you've ever felt a fluttering sensation in your chest, sudden pounding when lying down, pauses between beats that feel too long, lightheadedness or faintness with no explanation, don't ignore it. You can check your pulse by placing 2 fingers on your wrist or neck. Count for 60 seconds. Is it steady? Use a cheap fingertip pulse oximeter. Many show heart rhythm irregularities. Ask your doctor about wearing a 24-hour Holter monitor. It catches what a regular checkup can't, because Eleanor survived, but barely. Many aren't so lucky. Next, we're diving into one of the biggest, most undiagnosed killers of seniors during sleep. It affects your breathing, it steals your oxygen, and it never even wakes you up. You stop breathing, then your brain panics. It jerks you awake, just enough to gasp for air, and you don't even remember it happened. This is sleep apnea, one of the most dangerous undetected threats to people over 60. And for Gerald, the man we spoke about earlier, this was the real cause of death. Not a heart attack, not a stroke, but a deadly drop in oxygen that happened over and over while he slept. His family had no idea, and he never once complained about his sleep. Here's what you need to understand. Sleep apnea doesn't always mean loud snoring or gasping. In seniors, it often shows up as excessive tiredness, poor memory, or waking up to use the bathroom multiple times a night. Symptoms most people brush off as just aging. But behind the scenes, your oxygen levels are dropping, your heart is working overtime, and your brain, it's being slowly starved of the fuel it needs to survive. Samuel, 76, was one of the lucky ones. His wife noticed he would stop breathing for a few seconds at a time while sleeping, then gasp. She begged him to get a sleep test. He finally did. Turns out Samuel was experiencing over 40 apneas per hour, meaning he stopped breathing almost every minute of the night. He got on a CPAP machine. Within a week, he felt more alert, more balanced. No more nighttime bathroom trips. No more 3 p.m. crashes. He later said, "It felt like someone plugged me back in." If you live alone, how do you know if you have it? Do you wake up feeling unrefreshed, even after 7 to 8 hours? Do you feel foggy or forgetful during the day? Do you wake up frequently at night, especially with a dry mouth or headache? Has anyone mentioned your snoring or breathing pauses? If yes to even one, ask your doctor for a home sleep study. It's painless, done in your own bed, and could literally save your life. Because sleep apnea doesn't give warnings, it just takes. If you've recognized even one of these signs, now is the time to act. Not tomorrow, not next checkup. Now, because the truth is, by the time a silent condition becomes a full-blown emergency, the window to prevent it is gone. But the good news? You can start protecting yourself tonight with just a few simple changes. 1. Track your weight and pulse. Every week, sudden weight gain, 3 to 5 pounds in days, could be fluid buildup, an early sign of heart failure. Irregular pulse? It might be a hidden arrhythmia. Know you're normal so you can spot the abnormal before it turns deadly. 2. Elevate your head while sleeping. Raising the head of your bed just a few inches can help reduce nighttime heart strain, prevent fluid buildup, and improve breathing, especially in people with apnea or acid reflux. It's a small adjustment that can make a huge difference. 3rd, stop eating 3 hours before bed. Late-night meals put pressure on your digestive system and your heart. They increase the risk of silent reflux, irregular rhythms, and nighttime blood sugar spikes. Let your body rest at night, not work. Ask for these 2 tests at your next appointment. A BNP blood test. Checks for heart stress or early failure. A sleep study, even if you don't think you snore. These 2 tests alone have saved thousands of lives, and they're simple to do. 5. Walk daily. Even just 15 minutes movement improves circulation, lowers blood pressure, supports heart rhythm, and reduces fluid buildup. It's the most powerful medicine you already have. Margaret, Gerald's wife, now leads a local senior group. She says, "If I could go back, I would have begged him to get checked. Just once. That's all it might have taken." Now she helps others listen to the signs before they become regrets. And her message to you? Don't wait for pain. Don't wait for fear. If something feels off, speak up. You're not being dramatic. You're being alive. Because the signs are there. You just have to notice them and act. Let me ask you something. Have you noticed any of these signs in yourself? Waking up tired, swollen feet, a racing heart when you're lying down? If you have, please don't ignore them. These are not just quirks of getting older, they are warnings. Because Gerald, the man who seemed fine at 72, didn't get one last chance. There were no flashing lights, no alarms, just silence. But you are still here, and every day you wake up is another chance to pay attention. Take action and change the ending of your story. So here's what I want you to do. Comment below, type "staying alive" if this video opened your eyes or gave you something to think about. I read every comment, and your words might help someone else feel seen. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell, because these videos aren't just about information. They're about protection for you, for your partner, for someone you love. And if you want more real-life health stories and silent warning signs most seniors miss, let me know below. I'll keep making them, because your life matters. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be aware. And sometime, that awareness is what keeps you alive. Take care of yourself. We'll talk again soon.